Hello, everybody. This is Young Family Tai Chi, section 2. And we are going to review kicks and go on to probably down, to punch down. Okay. So what I want to do as a warm-up is do from cross hands up to the turnaround and left heel kick. And then we'll work more specifically on the kicks and go on to the next section. Okay, so I'm going to turn around. I'm going to go the same direction as you. Cross hands. Embrace tiger, return to mountain. Shift right. Turn the left almost to straight. Move weight back, separate hands, pull in the right foot. Swing, step, brush, strike. Roll back, circle the arms, shift weight back, turn to the side. Press, pull in the right, attach the left, and press forward. Push, square up almost to the corner, flatten your hands, come back over a ball, hands in front of your chest, and push forward. Fist under elbow, shift weight back, flatten your hands, turn and pull all the way around. Press down, ward off with the left, and push out with the right. Step to the corner, connect, step right, grab. Pivot the left, pull down, make your fist, root the left, push with the left and punch with the right. Step back, repulse monkey. Swing, step. Hand to the shoulder, turn and strike. 2, swing, step. Hand to the shoulder, turn and strike. 3, swing, step, hand to the shoulder, turn and strike. Diagonal flying. Turn, pull in the right, step and close. Turn and pivot the left foot. Raise hands and step forward. Pull in the left, circle your arms, root the right heel, close. White crane spreads its wings. Turn your hands, pull down, circle, step and close, turn, step and open. Left brush knee, turn your hands, swing, step, brush, strike. Needle at C bottom, yield forward, pull in the right foot. Come back, push against your heel, change your footwork, and sink. Fan through the back. Come up, left pushes up against right, step and open. Turn body, chop with fist. Circle your arms, turn on your left heel, all the way to the back, make your fist. Root, chop, strike. Parry, block, and punch. Hands circle into the center. Swing, step, parry, block, punch. Chengfu, open, and grasp the sparrow's tail. Come in, right ward off, roll back, turn to the corner, shift weight back, turn to the other corner, press, pull in, attach the left, press forward, push, flatten out your hands, square up to the side, come over a ball, hands in front of your chest, and push. single width. Move your weight back, flatten your hands, pull and turn. Push down, release the left foot, hook hand with the right, ward off with the left, standing ward off, deflect and strike. Cloud hands, shift to the right, pull and ward off, 1, 2, 3, step toward the corner, make your hook hand, ward off, standing ward off, and strike. High pad on horse. Activate your hands. Push off your left heel. Right hand comes to the shoulder, step, and strike. Right separation kick. Open, pull in your left foot, step and close. Separate and shift weight. Cross hands. Stand up. Look. Kick. Bend knee. And position your hands. Sit. Step. Circle. Separate and shift weight. Cross hands. Stand up. Look. Kick. Turn body. And left heel kick. How did that go? Okay, so let's go from high pad on horse. Then we'll do the 2 separation kicks and the turn and the left heel kick. But first, are there any questions? Is there any part of it that you'd like to work on more? Thoughts?
Question.
Yeah.
After the right heel kick, then my left heel kick, I'm confused about where my weight is and also how my arms move in relationship to the weight.
Okay, so I'm going to do it toward you. Okay, so if I'm coming from high pad on horse, okay, I open, close, separate, and then cross hands, stand up, look, and then kick. And then I change my arms. On the other side, okay, I sit and step and circle my arms. Then as I shift weight, my arms separate. So what happens is I'm facing almost to the corner. My knee is facing almost to the corner at this point. And then when I close, I'm almost to the corner. So this cross hands is just like the cross hands at the end of the section. Okay, then you're going to stand up. Then you're going to look where you're kicking. And then you kick and bend knee. So it's symmetrical to the other side, except that you're starting from being on one leg. Okay, when you're on the first side, both feet are down and you're circling and cross and step and separate. On the other side, because you kicked, okay, you're here, okay, and then you have to get down and then close, separate, cross. This mirror image, right?
It's that weight totally getting on your left foot, on your right foot when you're on your left foot, and then it's real awkward for me for some reason.
Okay, so is it different on each side for you? In other words, do you kick better on one side than the other? That's often the case because very often people have one stronger leg than the other.
Yeah, everything on my left side is less strong. So that's probably true.
So what happens then is for the leg that's less strong, you have to be more careful to be stacked. Okay, you can compensate with muscle strength, you know, on your stronger leg if you're slightly off stack. But on your weaker side, you have to have perfect form in order for you to be able to do it. You see what I'm saying? So after you've kicked on this side, when you're here, when you sink and step, you cross, open, then your weight is already all on the right side. Because when you cross, almost all your weight is on the front, right? Because when you stand up, all of your weight is on the front. So when you cross, think about getting ready to get stacked, okay? When I'm here, I'm sinking, I'm shifting. I'm stacked in that my right elbow is over my right knee. So my body is actually in very good balance at this point. So when I cross, I should be perfectly stable. Then when I stand up, then kick. It's practice. There's no way around it. It's just practice. Okay, so what you have to do is when you get to your standing up, make sure that you're stable before you kick. Think about being, having your head up and your chi down. If you have your head up and chi down, and also you don't have to kick very high. The so-called requirement, like for ranking, okay, the requirement is that when you cross and you put your leg up, they want your leg to be at least parallel to the ground and better a little higher. Okay, but after that, you can kick down, So once you get your foot up, you can kick down. If you're doing a heel kick or a toe kick, even a toe kick, you can go toe kick. It doesn't have to be high because it just depends on where you're kicking your opponent. So the only requirement is get your knee up, and then after that, you can kick anywhere. Okay? Now the next part, which I consider the hardest part, is
Rita,
turning around.
Just one question. After you kicked, do you have to have, after the kick, do you have to have your leg higher again?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So let's say that you're doing a left heel kick. Okay, you have your leg up. So even if you kick down, okay, let's say you kick down, you still have to come back up. Because what happens is you have to be at one the one-legged stance. The classic one-legged stance means that one foot goes off to the corner and the other foot covers your knee. So you're protecting your crotch essentially. And that's why it has to be high, because you're not protecting your knee if you don't have your foot high enough. I should spotlight myself. I just realized. I don't know how to do this. There you go. Okay. That should be better. Okay. So, so the important things are learn to stand on one leg, okay? And then regardless of how you kick, it doesn't matter, but you have to come back to the standing position. So then are there any more questions on the kicking? The kicking, both heel kick and toe kick are the same except for the contact point. So if you're kicking, and essentially the hand work is the same, okay? Regardless of whether you're kicking heel or toe, the hands are the same, your balance is the same, and your starting and finishing point are the same. The main difference between the heel kick and the toe kick are mainly two things. One is the toe kicks always go to the corners. The heel kicks always go to the sides. And the heel kick is used when you have more distance. So when you're kicking, you need more distance to kick, out at somebody. So they have to be farther away. A toe kick, they don't have to be as far away. And the reason is you're kicking them from the side. So that's why you're going from the side. So you're here and then you're kicking and you're coming to the side. So you're coming to the side. So usually if you're using a heel kick, you can kick someone in the chest. If you're using a toe kick, almost always you're kicking them on the side of the body. So that's not as far away. Okay? So now the next part, if there are no more questions on the kicking, is the turning. So you had Cheryl last week, so she was probably just perfect in terms of doing the kick. And I can't do it as perfectly as she can, but I can tell you even if I can't do it perfectly. Okay, so the idea is when you're here, what you're going to do is with the hands, you're going to have a ward off to the left and turn the other hand up. And essentially, you're going to move this past the side almost, because you're winding up slightly in order to do it. So you're here after you've kicked. Essentially, you're coming here. And then once you put your foot out, you must turn, okay? So here, once you put your foot out, you have to turn, okay? because if you don't, you will lose momentum. Okay, so you've done your left heel kick, left toe kick, then you turn, and then once you put your foot out, you have to turn. The classic way actually is to put your foot down. And the reason is, in the classic way, essentially you're spiraling down and putting your foot down. And the application is that you put your foot down because the turn is a positioning move. So what happens is you're here and you could be here. You could be here. You could be, you're putting it down first so that you position your body in order to do a good heel kick. So even though it's more, I think of it as flowery to do it without setting it down. It's more artistic. But in terms of the martial art application, it's better to put it down because you're positioning in order to do a heel kick. Okay? So let's try it. Okay? So you've done your heel kick. I mean your separation kick. You turn and then set down. How are we doing?
I totally forgot what to do with my hands though.
Okay, so what happened was that you finished kicking and then you ward off with the left, you open with the right. And then you come around and then you have this shape. Left hand on the outside, right hand on the inside, because you're doing a left heel kick. So whatever foot is kicking, that hand is on the outside. So if I'm doing it this way, okay.
Yeah. That's bad.
So I'm going to end up here and then stand up, kick. So if you're here, the reason why I say the flowery one is difficult is also that the way you're supposed to do it is your foot is out until the end. So what happens is here, when you here, your foot is out until the end. Whereas if you do it landing on your foot, you're essentially, think about spiraling down, okay? You're here, and then you're spiraling down and landing, and you bend your right knee at the same time you land. When you do it the other way, your right leg stays straight. Okay, so in order to land on your left foot, you have to bend your right knee.
Yeah.
And it's much more stable.
Yes.
one of the things I'd like to caution you on is this is a heel turn, okay? So you should be sure to raise the front of your foot when you're turning. If you don't, you will twist your knee. So be careful that when you're turning, you're pivoting on one point, okay? So lift your foot and then pivot on the heel. Okay? Do you want to try it a couple more times and then we will go on to the next move? Okay, so you're here. Yes? Did you say something? No questions? Okay. So you're here, you open and you turn and you land. Then you stand up and you do a heel kick. So I'm going to do it facing, I'm going to do it this way, okay? So that I end up facing you, okay? So I'm kicking, I'm here, I turn, and then I kick. Now, the next move is going to be a brush knee. And the thing that's a little tricky with this particular brush knee is that you're doing it from one leg standing. So after you've turned around, you're going to be here, and then you're going to have your left heel kick. Then you're going to come around. Brush knee. So if you remember when you did white crane, you ended up here. And then when you went into left brush knee, this hand moved this way, this hand moved this way, and you did a swing step, right? This is similar, except the starting position is different. Okay, so if we do a review of from white crane, think about how your hands moved. This one came so that it was vertical. It's like the palm faced that way. And this one, you're looking at your palm, right? And then you have this kind of handwork, right? So you're going to do the same thing. The only difference is that you are starting here. So you did a kick. So now the right hand comes facing, the left hand turns, and swing step, except your step is down instead of forward. Can you see that? You're kind of like sit step. Okay, so if you start, if you think about doing your left heel kick, okay, then turn your hands, swing step. So your left hand is actually making a small half circle, and your right hand is making a big swing. Okay. So it's exactly like from white crane, except for the footwork. Okay. So if you start from left heel kick, you did a left heel kick, you're here, you move your hands, sit, step, bend, brush knee. Oh my God. So if you do it
I'm having a hard time getting it because you're reversed and it's confusing me. Is there a way to see it maybe on the side so I can?
Okay, so let's see, which way would I actually be? I would actually be doing it this way. I would be facing that direction. Okay, so so if you think of it this way, I'm doing this, close, stand up, look, kick, and then sit step. You're going to do the same kind of sit step, okay? Sit step. Separate, close, stand up, look, kick. Then you're going to turn around. And then you're going to kick. Then does that help? At least I'm doing it the same direction as you, at least.
It did help in the same direction because I was getting my hands mixed. Right.
Yeah, because this is a left brush knee. So so if you think about you're here and you did a turn and then you stood up and you kicked, then sit, step.
Can you do it in stop motion?
Stop motion,
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know how to, okay, let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. Okay, from where? Yes. From where?
From the last kick. From the last kick.
From
left heel kick.
Yes, left
heel kick. Okay, so I'm facing this way. Okay, and then essentially I did a left heel kick.
Correct.
Okay, then I'm standing up.
Yes. Stop. Whoop, stop. Yeah.
So what happened here was I'm here.
Yes.
My hands go here. And then swing, step. In other words, when I get to the end of this swing, my foot's on the ground. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So at the end of the kick, I'm here. Then I move my hands.
Does your right hand go to the shoulder first or not?
Yes, it does. It's just like a left brush knee.
Okay, that helped.
Okay.
That was helpful. Thank you.
So if I come a little bit closer, when I start, I did this, right? Then for my hands, this one is going to face that way. And this one is going to face me so that I can. So if I do it this way, okay, essentially this one faces that way. This one faces me. And then I can turn. I can do those two circles.
Yes.
Okay, so if I'm here, this one faces, well, I'll do it diagonally, okay? This one faces that way. This one faces me. It's just like left brush knee.
Yeah.
Except you're standing on one leg. Do left brush knee on one leg. That's what it is. So here you're doing a left heel kick, okay? So then essentially your hands move and Your hands, okay. Your hands move, and then you're sitting, stepping.
Oh, I'm doing it the wrong way.
So you're lowering your whole body with your right leg in order to do that step.
I think what's throwing me is getting that hand facing me in the front. Because usually with brush knee, you just make a circle, don't you?
Well, think about when you do white crane. When you end up in white crane,
Yes.
where is white crane?
Right there, yeah.
Okay, now you're going to do a left brush knee, right?
Right.
You turn your hands.
Yeah, and then circle, yeah.
So you're doing the same hand turn.
Well, except your hand
almost the same, except you're starting here.
Yeah.
But if you imagine that your hands came together. Okay.
Yeah,
think about here, and your hands come together.
See,
more together.
Yeah, my instinct my instinct is to turn the right hand and then start the circle instead of bringing it in front of me.
Yes, because if I'm doing it toward you, okay, if I'm doing white crane toward you, look at my hands.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but when you do the kick, you're actually moving your arm in towards you first.
Yes, because they started here.
Right.
See, this one you started here.
Right, right. But
that's why here you're starting here.
Yeah, that's
so then you have to move. You have to move your hands shoulder width apart.
Okay. Yeah, that is totally different. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. That's the trick.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, there's no way that you can. You're already far out. There's no way that you can do that swing out if you're already out.
Yeah. Well.
So if I do it in this direction, what'll happen is I'm here, and then my hands kind of come together, and then step.
Yeah. Okay.
Can you just focus on your left hand instead of your right hand for me?
Okay, so let me do it on this side. Okay, so if I'm here, can you see that?
Yeah.
Hard for you to see, right? Okay, let's say I'm here. Okay, so here. Can you see?
So
it's like a circle that comes down like this.
Yeah.
So it's pivoting on that elbow.
Yeah. Yes, right. It's pivoting on the elbow. Exactly.
Because
you're pressing down.
My left hand wants to make an arch for some reason, to make the flow follow.
Yeah, right. So think of it this way. If you think of the center of this circle being your elbow and the center of this circle being your shoulder. Okay. So you're doing a half circle with the elbow at the center, and then you're doing a half circle with your shoulder as the center.
Huh.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. It's just confusing that there's 3 different ways to do left brush knee.
What? The left brush knee itself is the same. It's the transition that screws you up.
Exactly. Yeah. 3 different transitions. Yeah.
Yeah. So, so from this one, you're here. Then you bring your hands closer to shoulder width. Then step. Brush knee.
Right.
once you get your foot down, it's exactly the same.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. It's the transition. Yeah.
It's totally the transition.
Rita, I have a question.
Yeah.
This is Allison. You're talking about getting the hands closer to shoulder width, but isn't your left hand already kind of, I mean, it's still pointing out in the same direction as your left leg, isn't it? Or is it wider?
Well, what happens is that, yes, but then it's still, it's the same direction as your leg. Yes, it is not as wide, but then you still have to turn it this way in order, but it's not nearly as much as this one. Right. Everything is bigger on the right hand in this move. So you're coming in further, you're swinging out further. This one, everything is relatively slower because you're just basically turning your forearm to get it to go to look that way. And then it's just pivoting on your elbow. So it's just not as big.
Show it when you do it from single whip. When you do it from single whip, you don't bring your arm in, you just kind of go down, right?
What?
When you do left brush knee from single whip.
You don't do it from single whip.
You do it from...
You do it from
White Crane's present.
White Crane.
White Crane. Oh, that's right. Okay.
Or you do it from right brush knee. And that's a slightly different one. Because if you were at right brush knee, or left brush knee. So if you were at left brush knee, essentially your transition is this way.
And you do it from hand to
center. It comes more to center, actually.
Yeah.
This one, it just comes to shoulder width, which is why it's more like White Crane. White Crane is shoulder width.
Yeah.
See, you're just coming here.
Yeah. There's also the hand strums the lute transition, if you want another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the hand strums the lute transition to left brush knee, yes. But that one, that one is easier. That one, because your hand is here, this one is already in position. All you have to do is go like this. Right. And this, you turn and you're, so this is, that's the easy transition.
That's the easy one, yeah. That's what I was thinking of, yeah.
Okay. So you want to try it again? So let's try it from the left heel kick. Or do you want to do the turn? We can do the turn. Michelle says no.
You read my thoughts.
Okay, let's do it from left heel kick. Okay, so you're crossing your hands. Your left hand is on the outside. Okay, you have your foot up and you kick. Then you turn your hands, swing step.
Got it.
Brush. Okay, and the next one is the right brush knee. So exactly the same as before. You come up halfway, you turn your foot, hands come to the center, swing, step, brush, strike.
Yes.
And the last move of the day is punch down. So punch down, the transition is just like to left brush knee. Hand comes up, turn the right foot, Hand comes to the center. This is like a rollback type position. And then instead of coming like this, what you're going to do is you're going to come like this. Brush and punch down.
Yes.
Okay. So the transitions are
transitioning to a right brush knee, but they punch down.
Like transitioning to left brush knee.
I mean, left
because you're already at right brush knee.
Yeah.
So
okay.
if you're at right brush knee, okay, you come up, hands come to the center, just like roll back. Okay. And then, what am I doing? Right brush, yeah. Right brush knee. Okay. Then essentially, instead of swinging, you have both hands come to one side. Okay. So you did a left brush knee, a right brush knee. Okay. So you're at right brush knee. You come up, you turn your foot. Then both hands come to the side. Okay. So both hands come to the side. So instead of swing step, you have this. Both hands come to the side. Then as you flatten out your foot, you do a full brush and punch. So when you came to the side, your fist was in this position. It's an up position. But when you punch down, you turn it.
Oh.
You see that?
Yeah.
You brought it to the side, and then you brushed and you turn and you punch down.
Okay.
So when you punch down, think about you're punching to the other person's knee. So your stance, in other words, this is different from like when you're doing push, for example. You can see you're aligned from the base of my neck to my heel. This one is further down because you're punching towards somebody's knee. Okay, so depending on your stance, you may bend down or not. So if you have a really wide stance, you can be punching down and it'll be straight from your neck to your heel. If you have a shorter stance, okay, you're not going to reach the knee if you're straight. So you're going to have to bend at your hip. Do you see?
Yeah.
In order to reach the knee. So think about reaching the knee, okay?
And your right knee is not bending at all, huh?
Your right knee is not bending at all. It's Tai Chi straight. Your left knee is bending, but your right knee is not bending. Okay.
It wants to bend.
What?
It wants to bend.
You bend at your hip. Don't bend at your knee.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. So your back is straight. Your back is straight. You're bending at your hip. And you can see the angle of your arm relative to your body. It's like a right angle from your body. Yeah, it's a 45 degree relative to the floor, but it's kind of like a right angle relative to your body.
Yeah, it's almost parallel to your left knee bend.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you want to be far enough down that you can hit somebody in the knee, and you compensate for your stance by bending your hip.
Ah.
Okay.
Okay.
Because you want to maintain a straight back for your structure. Okay. You should not ever be, having a curved back. That's doesn't make for a strong, it makes it hard for the energy to move from your heel to your hand if you have a curved back, because it's coming through your spine. Okay? Okay. So do you want to try that? So what we're going to do is we're going to do from left heel kick, we're going to do left brush knee, right brush knee, and punch down. Okay? Okay. So you're here, left hand on the outside, stand up, left heel kick. Okay? If I can get this done. Left heel kick. Okay. Then turn your hands, swing, step, brush, strike, right brush knee. Left hand comes up, hands come to the center, roll back shape, swing, step, brush, strike, punch down, come up, hands come to the center, you've turned your foot. Instead of swinging, you're going to bring both to the right. Swing, and everything is on the right. Then brush and punch down. How did that feel?
Good. Where is your left arm when you end?
When you end, it's just like brush knee. It's on the side of your body. Okay. Remember when you did brush knee? This is just the hand is parallel to the floor and it's down in front of your thigh. So essentially what would happen is if I were on this side, it would be like this. Can you see? Like,
yeah, thank you.
So the main difference, and in terms of the way you feel the energy, it should be just like brush knee. Because what happens is when you did brush knee, your energy went from your heel out your hand. Okay. So in this case, you're doing it, it's coming from your heel and it's going out your fist.
Yes.
Okay. So it should feel very similar. It's just the direction that's a little different. Okay. So let's do it from high pat on horse. And then it'll pull everything together. Okay. All right. So you're at high pat on horse. Okay. Pull in your left leg and open. Close and step. Separate and shift weight. Cross hands. Stand up. Look. Kick. Bend knee. Sit and step. Close. Separate and shift weight. Cross hands. Stand up. Look. Kick. Bend knee. Turn your hands. Turn your body. Stand up. Heel kick. Left brush knee. Swing step. Brush. Strike. Right brush knee. Pull up the left hand. Hands come to the center. Swing step. Brush. Strike. Punch down. Hand comes up, hand comes to the center. Both hands go to the right, swing and step. Then brush, punch. How did that feel? Are there any questions?
Rita, one question. Is the fist, where do you position the fist?
It's by your hip.
Okay.
It's by your hip and facing up.
And then you turn.
And then when you strike, you turn so that this face is punching down. So this is the striking face.
Mm-hmm.
So you had it here, but then you have to turn it over so that you can strike down.
Okay.
So think of it, think of parry, block, and punch. Okay. Remember when you did parry, block, and punch? So when you were here, you're here and punch. So you came from here to punch, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you do parry, block, and punch,
mm-hmm. Yeah.
Your fist is up, and then you turn it over and you punch. Parry, block, and punch, you're punching in this direction. But if you thought about punching it in this direction, your fist would turn the same way.
Do you lift your arm a bit before you punch, or you punch from where?
No, you punch from where you are. You're here, okay? Because you're punching down, you're starting higher than where you end up. So you don't have to move it up because you're going like that. Can you see?
Yeah. Yeah.
So don't come up and go down. Go straight down. It's like a diagonal type of thing.
Okay. Yeah, because you have a little turn and go down.
And just go down. You're going straight down.
Okay. Thank you.
It very often, I'd say the majority of the time, when you're striking, it's straight. When you're parrying, you might be doing a circular move of some type, but the striking part is almost always straight.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Can
Okay.
you do that just one more time, just because I'm trying to coordinate what my left foot is doing while you're doing the.
Okay, so
right.
let's say you start at right brush knee. Okay, so you just brushed your right. Okay, so you're coming up, ward off. Roll back hands and turn your foot. Then, instead of swing step, both hands, step. And this fist is up, right? Then, as you flatten your foot,
Okay. It
work?
feels like I want to keep doing bigger motions after doing those.
Yes.
So
that's why you're thinking. The other thing is in terms of your gaze. That's interesting. Okay, so when you're here, you come up. If you were to do left brush knee, you would be swinging and looking there, right? This one, because it's a smaller motion, what happens is you're here and you're coming here, but actually where you want to look is there because that's where your opponent is. So even though your head is this way, just because your body is this way, you're actually, you want your gaze to be that way. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have one little thing. When you are done with your right brush knee and you're going back for the beginning of punching down, do you come back on your heel and root it on your heel edge?
When I'm at right brush knee, I'm here. Okay. When I come up, I'm shifting weight back. Then when I make my rollback hands, I turn my foot. I moved back in order so that my right foot can turn. In other words, I took the weight off in order to turn. Then I put my weight back when I'm coming here. Can you see that? Because I'm stepping. Okay, so I'm here and shifting weight, step, punch.
Thanks.
Okay.
Very clear, Rita. You make it so clear. Thank you.
I try, but
and you succeed. You succeed.
So thank you for joining me in class, and please do practice. The trick is getting it into your body. Yes. You know, so, and there's no avoiding that practice is the way to do it. So part of the thing is that in some ways it makes it easier when I try to compare it with other moves you already know. On the other hand, there's always the danger of a little interference learning, because yeah, you know, it's kind of like it, but it's not exactly like it, you know. So,
especially when you're learning, you're trying to then remember that other move, and then it gets
yeah, exactly.
Many moves.
So this is one of the reasons why I like to start doing it from cross hands, because it's kind of a review of everything that you've done up to that point. And then it also is an opening for people to ask questions, because sometimes when you get to a move, you realize, hey, I had a question about that. And that encourages that. Okay?
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I will see you either Friday, if you're coming to the 3 o'clock, or next week.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Rita.
Okay.
Bye-bye,
You're
everyone.
welcome.
Thank
Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.